Hi, I'm Emily from Elders Ridge Photography, and today we're going to be looking at a senior portrait session I did this fall, kind of a behind the blog experience. In each of these videos, we're going to be talking about things that will lead to a successful senior portrait session, because these things just don't happen. You just don't show up and magic happens. I wish it was that easy. There's a lot of planning that goes into it ahead of time, and there's also a lot of things that happen on the day of that we couldn't have planned for, that we have to roll with, and that's kind of what I want to talk about in these videos. So today's session we're going to be looking at is Samuel's session. So before we get into the session, let me tell you a little bit about my process. After you've booked the session, we have a conversation and kind of talk about your vibe. And if you have any ideas about where you'd like to have the session, I'm open to going anywhere and doing anything. For Sam's session, one of the things that was really important to him was including a vintage fire truck from the fire station that he volunteers from. Now, this truck can't travel long distances. And while Sam and his mom didn't really have an issue with coming closer to where I am to do the session and using some of the locations that I'm more familiar with, it didn't make sense to make that truck travel, so it made more sense for me to go to them. And since I wasn't as familiar with their area, some scouting needed to be done to find the right locations to get the right looks that we were going for. So in addition from the fire truck, Sam also wanted to have some pictures with his truck that he's done a lot of work on and he's really proud of, as well as just some other pictures for mom, let's say. In order to find the right spots for all of these things, a scout day was going to need to be done. So that's no problem. I'm happy to come down and do the scout day. And when I talked to Sam's mom, she did have a few places in mind, and she was like, don't drive down here just yet. Let me go take some pictures. So based on the outfits that Sam was wearing, we thought like a nice fence, maybe some rocks or a creek bed, a nice tree-lined road or something like that would be good. So I sent those ideas out with Sam's mom, and she sent me back these pictures. So here's a picture of the creek bed. Here's a picture of the tree-lined road. Bonus points for her for getting a car in that shot. That is not her car. And also there's the fence, a big open sky, and a hilltop near a parking lot. And this is where we ended up doing the pictures of the fire truck. Worked out great. The last location, we were looking for a sunset shot over the big valley. And this was the spot that we looked for the most during the scouting. Or let's start with the most important element of this shoot, which was the fire truck. So she told me the fire truck is yellow. So I'm like, awesome. Let's have a big blue open sky as the backdrop. So we need to find the top of a hill. We need to find a place that this truck can drive to easily, and there's nothing in the background. Now I could Photoshop some things off of the horizon, but let's make it as easy as possible. So she found the perfect spot for that, and we were able to recreate these beautiful pictures right here. Oh, a little look behind the scenes here. I didn't include in the blog that Sam's girlfriend came along on the shoot, and she hopped in some really cute pictures with the fire truck. So that's always an option on a shoot. If your girlfriend, boyfriend, mom, dad, brother, sister, whoever, grandma wants to come pop by to your session and get in some pictures, I'm all about that. The next place was the money spot, because we got 6 different looks from this one location. So the first place we started was this fence. And that's something for him to interact with, as I say. So he's just leaning on the fence, whatever, it's kind of in the background. It's a good place to start, especially to get you warmed up in a session when you're not a model, maybe you're feeling a little bit awkward, so lean on this fence. So we started there, and then right behind where this fence is that road with the tree-lined road. So we parked his truck there, and we got these awesome shots with his truck. Then right at the end of this tree-lined road is where the creek bed was. So we just climbed down in there, and we were able to get 3 different looks in this creek bed. The ground level ones where you can see both the creek bed and the trees. The walking ones where I got down low and turned the camera up towards the sky and the trees. These are a completely different look and really nice. And then we turned 180 degrees around, and we had this really harsh end of the night sun, like pumping down the creek bed, and it was just very interesting the way it was filtering through trees, and there was a spider web and just all kinds of things for it to filter through, and it created a really interesting look. And the last stop, we were looking for a hillside with a dramatic sunset. The sunset really didn't agree with us that night. I mean, it was pretty-ish, but it wasn't, outstanding as we've seen. But we did have a really interesting moon in the sky and some wispy clouds, so we were able to get a pretty cool sunset shot. And thanks to Sam's mom for hopping in and being my light stand. It takes a village to make these things happen sometimes, and I'm always excited when family members want to jump in and help out. So moral of the story is, great scouting leads to a great shoot. So thank you, Sam's mom, for doing some amazing scouting and making this senior session a success. I'm going to be doing more videos like this on this channel, so if you'd like to get a look behind the scenes at some senior sessions, like and subscribe, and there'll be more to come.